Peace. Peace, y'all. Peace, y'all. And it don't stop. I don't know what I thought. What that's from. Whatever. Peace, y'all. How y'all doing? This is Star with the Star Blooms. And I wanted to share a beautiful message that I got. It was 1101, 1101. If y'all know anything about one in numerology, one is about new beginnings. It's about initiating. It's about started some shit. But it also is about a rate of being mindful that you're a leader in, the space that you're starting. Okay. Um, a lot of us who go through the healing processes, we find many reasons to fight coming out of what we believe have been like oppressive states, depressive states, y'all. That's a real thing. Okay. What do you call it? Because I just wanted to say what I wanted to say, and so much more is coming in. Conditioning, being able to gain certain rates of mindfulness and get out of levels of entrapment that our mind convinces us of based off of the fact that we're in the matrix. So Spirit basically came to me and they said something so beautiful to me, and they said, will you fight for it? And automatically, because we're warrior spirits, a lot of us are very, very warrior spirits, but we haven't actually allowed ourselves to gain the warrior's peace. All right. And because we haven't gained warrior's peace, we are still fighting as if we're like out in a safari, y'all. Like it's still, we out here like in the barrels, okay? We in the ditches, we in the trenches with this, okay? And we go to war about a lot of things that we feel that are injustices, 1122, that we feel are, you know, our energy needs the light to be shined upon it. But a lot of times we don't allow our energy to be shined upon the dream that was buried, drowned. People wanted us to be at a rate of forgetting, that people desired for us to basically move around from, all right? And what Spirit basically wanted me to sit with is the fight that I asked for you to basically come away from. I'm not guiding you to go back in. This is a different fight. They said, I want you to look at fight in a different aspect. So they made an acronym, and fight basically is forever integrating gratitude, higher perception through transmutation. Forever, I feel like it represents the infinity sign. It represents our soul, our ability to constantly grasp higher perceptions, constantly grasp opportunities based off of our infinite ability to become as we've been and we are. And then integrate, I believe integrate to be so much more than just taking the pieces away that weren't in order for you to be. I believe it's basically no longer operating in a fragmented state. A lot of the times we don't have layers of awareness. So when we come into layers of awareness, which is why sometimes we be wanting to fight, we figure some shit out. So when we figure it out, it's like, oh no, like, and we be wanting to go against it, but quickly had me messed up. I'm gonna have to get this, and then it's like, Fred is, I'm gonna have to get this, and we want to get to that space. But what happens is that a piece of me's been here. A piece of me's been here because I didn't know how to heal myself. I didn't know how to take myself out of these situations fully. Sometimes I just left, and I left me too, and a lot of the times when we integrate, our integration has to actually be in representation of no longer being fragmented and becoming the wholeness that we are and being full in the energy of our desiring, which belongs to us as is our source and is here for us first before we try to disperse it out and make it the antidote and the remedy for other people's issues. We have to actually allow ourselves to receive what it is that was meant to actually cure us first, which allowed us to know that it worked. All right. And then gratitude is gratitude, y'all. Gratitude is gratitude in everything. I'm good for the bad days. I'm good for the harsh days. I'm good for the days that are rainy. I'm good for the days where the sun shines. I'm good for the days that are supremely blissful. I'm good for the days where things don't just work out the way I need them to. I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to learn something different that allows me to do it different the next time. I'm gratitude, like I'm in supreme gratitude for all of the small things, because if I recognize the small things, I have more steps that I'm aware that's been taken versus me just waiting for this one thing to be sit down in my lap. And then I don't actually take credit for the walk, the journey of this graciousness, space, and mercy that I find myself in retrieving my grace. And that's what gratitude is. And then higher perception. Higher perception is higher. It's above your head, but it's just because it's the eagle's view. It's above you because it's at this rate to where it gets to perceive the whole table. It's actually moved back. It's moved up. It's spanned out. It has a different grasp of what is occurring. It's not this ant in a big world trying to perceive things that are larger. It becomes the larger thing, so it can actually cast out what it is that is right in front of, so it can be aware of this step occurs because this step had to occur. And so way of basically getting out of your own individual state and being in the cosmic state, being in the community state, being in the state of awareness of all. And that's necessary because when we're aware of not just ourselves, but the different versions of us that are showing up to us, we're also aware of how we get to be in seeing and meeting different versions of ourselves and being able to actually allow ourselves to go to the next step, which is transmutation. One of the biggest things that I recognize in dealing with and being able to heal through these portals that I'm being ushered into, that I have the key, I bear the crown that carries the key, and I'm walking through these doors that I can only open if I use the key that I've been given. I can only hold this space if I'm willing to wear the crown that I know that sits upon me. I can only honor myself in this way if I'm willing to actually address whatever it is that I get to perceive in my perception through gratitude, integrating my wholeness of my infinite being. All right. And the transmuting is necessary because if I don't take this thing that I perceive to be a nuisance, this is a trigger, you get on my nerves. That thing is so easy for us to say it, but it's not really that. That ick, that tick, 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 tick in the time bomb that you feeling, a lot of the times it be you dismissing yourself. And if you don't allow yourself to sit with this thing, this speck that you've decided is dirty, right? This infraction, this flaw that you've considered to be a hindrance to you, this flaw that you perceive that other people are carrying, this layer of being in a circumstance that doesn't allow you to graduate, this layer of conditioning and mindset that doesn't allow you to think new thoughts. Sometimes, y'all, when we have the ability to be so empathic, depending on whatever level we at, sometimes it isn't the messaging that comes through just so you have awareness. Sometimes it is the rotating record that plays in the background on repeat that we've allowed ourselves to stay within because we didn't allow the conditioning to stop occurring, because we started reconditioning ourselves and believing these things, and we start regurgitating these things, speaking these things over ourselves because we didn't fully transmute it. And then we start to transmit our energy onto other people, all in the hopes of wanting to heal, all in the hopes of wanting to get back, fighting. All right, this is a new fight. Spirit says we get to basically have the option to choose, but will you fight for it? Will you fight for your dream? Will you fight for your peace of mind? Will you fight for your sovereignty? Will you fight for what is actually connected to your soul and commemorate in that space? Stop regurgitating the pain, the past, the history of a circumstance. Know where you came from so you can know where you're going, so you could check and peep the patterns, being able to actually perceive what it is that may have went wrong, and not even went wrong, what it is that previously occurred so I don't repeat it. You know what I mean? A lot of the times we don't understand how we come into situations because we don't perceive or allow ourselves to be properly prepared. And how do you properly prepare for things? You plan. You get what I'm saying? Planning isn't always a guarantee because there's divine timing. However, proper preparation actually guarantees you a space that you get to omit your desired intention just because I sat down and I took the time to take out the steps. I'm going to forever integrate gratitude for my higher perception, all right, through transmutation. Peace. I love y'all.